Jennifer's Tigers by Adrian Rich. In this poem, the poet is talking about the patriarchal society, male dominance and female subjugation and suppression that we see all around us in this world and our society. And this has been the system for centuries. We have seen that how in all the civilizations, in all the societies, men have dominated and women have played a second fiddle. They have always led a suppressed life. So here the poet is expressing her concern and feeling about that. She is raising her voice against the discrimination, this gender bias, this male chauvinism. So this idea of leading a life like those of tigers have been expressed here in this poem, and tigers here are symbolic of free and fearless life. So let's see how this idea has been conveyed by the poet. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright toppers denizens of the world of green. Now here Aunt Jennifer is making tigers on a panel. So it means she is doing that crochet work. You might have seen ladies especially doing that crochet work with a cloth piece fixed on a ring. They do that needle work and make designs. So here she is doing that panel work, she is doing that crochet work, and she is making tigers on the panel. And the tigers appear to be prance across a screen. So they appear to be prancing, that means to move about in a jumping manner. So the tigers seem to be prancing. In that way she has made those tigers on the panel. Bright toppers denizens of the world of green. Now, topaz. You know, topaz is a stone and it has that yellowish brown color. And the tigers also have that yellowish brown color. So that's why the poet has used the word topaz. Denizens, which means residents of a particular area, dwellers of a particular area. And the tigers live in the forest. So that is their habitat, that is their dwelling place, that is their residence. That's why denizens of the world of green. So this world of green is the forest. They live in that green world, that is their residence. Now the poet says they do not fear the men beneath the tree. So here, like the tigers, as they live in the green world, they live in the forest. So women also are supposed to live in the four walls of a house. That has been their world, or that was supposed to be their world, that their world is within the house, and men have to see what is outside the house. That is their business, to do the other chores or other work, and women have to do the household tasks. So here this is the similarity between the tiger and the women, but actually this is not the point that the poet wants to focus on. The main thing is the dissimilarity, the difference between the tiger and women. That is the main idea which the poet is trying to explain here. So he says, they do not fear the men beneath the tree. It means the tigers, they are not at all afraid of men. They are fearless. But the case is quite different with the women. So how that is? The poet says, they do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek, chivalric, certainty. So the tigers are fearless, they are bold, they are not afraid of anybody, and they pace. It means they move about in sleek, that means in elegant manner. Chivalric means brave, fearless, bold. Certainty, that means there is certainty and surety in their life. So tigers enjoy these privileges. There is certainty in their life because they are the decision makers. They take their decisions and they are brave and bold. They move about in an elegant manner. They are like they are the king of the forest. They don't have to fear anybody. But women do not enjoy these privileges. They don't have these pleasures in their lives. They are afraid. They are afraid of men. They are afraid of the society. So these are the dissimilarities between the tigers and the women. Moreover, there is no certainty in women's life, because even today, though we are living in a modern age, but even today, even in this age, women, in most of the families, even the educated families, they are not involved in the process of decision making. Their opinions don't matter. What they wish or what they like is not asked by the family members, the other family members. Decisions are just imposed upon them. They are just informed, and so they are never in the mode of certainty. There is no surety in their life. They don't know what will happen next, that what decision is going to be taken and what or how they are going to be informed. They don't know. So that's why there is no certainty in their lives. That's what the poet is trying to focus on. And Aunt Jennifer's fingers flutter through her wool. Flutter through her wool, find even the ivory needle hard to pull. So the poet says that Aunt Jennifer's fingers flutter. That means tremble, she quivers, and she finds even that ivory needle hard to pull. So is that she doesn't have that much power to pull even the ivory needle, that she is so much weak or feeble? It's not that. The problem is, the thing is that she is afraid. She is afraid of the society. She is afraid of men. She is afraid to express her desire even in the form of that art, even in the form of the tigers on the panel. She is afraid that what will the people say? How will the society react? And that's the fear that crushes women in this society. That all the women, they are afraid of the society. That society, the reason is the society doesn't spare anybody. And when it comes to women, the society is even more harsh and bitter. So when somebody, especially when women, tries to do something different out of the usual rut, away from that, away from the usual course of action or life, the society starts leg pulling. The society starts criticizing. They never allow anybody to do something different, something new, something unusual. Okay. They can't put up with that, and that's why she fears, and her hands, her fingers tremble and quiver. And the massive weight of uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon her hand. So the poet here says the massive weight of uncle's wedding band. Now this is symbolic. The massive weight of uncle's wedding band, here the poet means to say the burden and the responsibilities of a wedded life. That after marriage, a woman has to follow several customs and rituals, and several responsibilities come over her shoulders, that everything is banned or stopped after that, especially her desires and dreams. That there comes a full stop to all her desires and dreams, and she is confined within the four walls of a house. So how can we expect a woman to go and work in an industry with a long say veil on her face, a long ghungat on her face? It's not possible. So these customs, these rituals, the traditions and social practices, they curb all her desires. They check her from fulfilling her dreams and desires. So that's why uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon her hand. So that wedding band sits like a heavy thing, a heavy burden on her, and it means it checks her from fulfilling all her desires. So there comes a total full stop to all her dreams, that after wedding nothing is possible. Achieving the dreams and desires, now all that dreams and desires are to be put into a dustbin, because now that's not possible. So this is the reality. This is the reality of our society. And further, the poet says, when aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie still with the ordeals she was mastered by. She was mastered by. So here the poet means to say that when literally it means when aunt is dead, her terrified hand will lie still, ringed with the ordeals. Ordeals means difficult experience. She was mastered by. That even after her death, her terrified hands will show, her hands which will be ringed and wrinkled, will show that she led a very miserable life. She led a very terrible life. Her experience was not good at all. So her hands, her body will show that aunt's life was not good at all, that she led a very painful life. So in other words, the poet wants to say here that even death won't let her free. Even through death she won't be able to realize her dream, because even after death there are certain rituals and tradition to be performed. So even after death she won't be free to fulfill or realize her dreams. And so, but the poet says, but the tigers on the panel will go on prancing proud and unafraid. So maybe she is not able to fulfill her dreams or desires, but the tigers she has made on the panel, they definitely will convey her desire in the society. They will convey her message that women also need a life like those of tigers. They also want a free, fearless life full of pride, that they also want to be want to live and lead an elegant life. So that desire of women will definitely be expressed and conveyed in the society through the tigers she has made on the panel. So that's how the poet expresses her wish and represents the dreams and desires of all the women in this society, that what they actually want. So very beautifully, in a very short poem, the poet has conveyed all those things. So some images have been used here. The tiger is an image symbolic of a free and fearless life full of pride and certainty. Same way, the wedding band is also symbolic of the burden and responsibilities of a wedded life for women. The ring is also symbolic. The ring is symbolic of husband's domination. The ring is symbolic of the tradition and rituals in a wedded life. The ring is symbolic of the society, the social pressure on the women in the society. So these are the images used by the poet in this poem. So that's all about Aunt Jennifer's tigers. Thank you very much for watching.